Paul Gascoigne could become an Aston Villa player in time to make his debut in next week's Premiership match at Arsenal. The Glasgow Rangers and England midfielder is available for £4 million, and Villa boss Brian Little has said a deal could be completed when Villa return home from their UEFA Cup match in Spain next week. Brian Little is a man who refuses to speculate. Today's regular Friday press conference was dominated by questions on his latest target, with Little himself refusing to utter the names Paul or Gascoigne. But a fee has been agreed between the clubs, and Little appears quietly confident that by this time next week, Paul Gascoigne will be an Aston Villa player.
There has been some talk, and some of the talk is reasonably accurate, but there'll be more after Tuesday's game for sure.
How far down the line are you with it?
With it, yeah. With it. I've tried very hard to avoid naming anyone. I accept what people are saying at the moment. You know, there has been some questions asked, and some of those questions have had answers, which at the moment, you know, have had to be put down and left to one side. Because if you're given an okay, a green light, then it doesn't take very long to do transfers these days. Once every party is agreed in something, then they're fairly easy to complete. But as I've said, at the moment here, in terms of signing people at this moment in time, it will be very difficult because of the focus on two major games in a space of 3 or 4 days.
Is there a possibility it could be done and dusted by this time next week?
There is a possibility there'll be a signing, yes.
Little says he won't resume negotiations until after the UEFA Cup match in Bilbao on Tuesday, a delay that on the face of it could allow others to steal in ahead of him. But if Little is happy to wait, the deal may well be nearer to completion.
In Scotland, Spain is the only country on Brian Little's mind for now. And Wolves' Scottish recruit becomes the new hero of Molineux. Brian Little oversees Aston Villa's training session at the home of Athletic Bilbao tonight, with the bid for Paul Gascoigne put aside for 48 hours at least. Tomorrow night, his team play the first leg of their second round tie in the UEFA Cup. This, Gascoigne's contribution to the debate this weekend.
Glasgow Rangers 7, Dunfermline Athletic 0. Too easy to be a serious test for Scotland's top team and for the England international that Brian Little thinks can improve his side. Gascoigne's agent insists there's no pressure on his man to leave. He's being hunted rather than hounded out. For sure, he's unlikely to find Premiership defences quite so liberal and accommodating. But then, with the World Cup, Gascoigne P wants a challenge, not chumps. Tomorrow night's game in Spain might speed a deal. Athletic Bilbao are a severe test, and though there were smiles all round as Aston Villa departed, what of Dwight Yorke's newspaper story? But he might want to go.
Are you happy at Aston Villa?
I'm very happy. I've got a lot to be happy about Aston Villa because they give me my chance in life to be where I am today, and that was always going to remain that way. I've always stressed that I've got 2.5 years remaining on my contract, and I'd be very happy to see it out.
Is that likely to change though if you lose this time?
Not at all.
This is a massive, massive game for us, and it's the sort of game that if we can do well in, then it can help people. It can give people a boost, it can help people's confidence, it can keep the supporters very much on our side. So for lots of reasons it is important.
It's a very hostile place to go. They're very patriotic people in the Basque region. Only people from the Basque country can play for their team, so it's almost like playing an international side.
Which is the last thing they want following the 2-1 Wimbledon defeat. At least there's no chance they'll be overconfident.
We'll have a report from Phil Mepham, who's with the Aston Villa team in Bilbao, and that will be with us this time tomorrow.